Hi, I'm Kristen from 20 Footsteps Travel. I am back at Castaway Cay and I'm going to show you some really cool things that you can do on the island while you're here on your Disney cruise. I have a previous video on Castaway Cay, but I have come back and explored more things, more in depth, and I'm excited to show you all the things that there are to see and do.
The Castaway Cay Island is about 1,000 acres, but only 5% of it is developed and used by Disney. The cool thing about visiting here as of now is that there's only ever one ship visiting Castaway Cay at a time, so you're sharing this island only with the people from your cruise ship. Visiting Castaway Cay is like visiting a small beach town. There are 3 beaches, which I'll show you later, but the rest of it has paved walking paths, souvenir stores, restaurants, all the food's included by the way, bars and activities, most of which are included as well. As I mentioned in my last video, getting around is super easy because of the flat paved walking paths, but also because of the free shuttle that Disney offers. You can also rent bikes from Disney, which does cost extra, but is really fun, and I'll show you later. I'm going to start with the beaches because it's kind of the bread and butter to Castaway Cay. There are 3 beaches, 2 family-friendly beaches which are beside each other and closest to the ship, and then an adult-only beach further away. I've been to all 3 and I'm going to show you the differences. The first family-friendly beach, in my experience, is often the quietest. I find people usually go to the other 2 beaches because they have certain things to do there. The family-friendly beach has almost everything that the other beaches do, lawn chairs, umbrellas, and sandy shoreline, but it's also where you can do the snorkeling. I have a whole video on the Castaway Cay snorkeling. It's really fun and amazing what they've set up there. If you're interested in the snorkeling, then you can book the snorkel equipment rental under your cruise reservations tab. It's for ages 5 and up. And I will say, as cool as it looks, just prepare that there is a lot of swimming. It takes a while just to get out here, plus the distance between all the sculptures, as they're not that close together. I would probably budget about an hour if you want to see them all. We didn't have a checklist or anything, we just swam out there to see what we could find, and it was really fun, and I'm glad that we did it that way. Regardless of the beach you go to on Castaway Cay, the water is crystal clear and the shoreline is very sandy. Disney has also built a barrier so that it doesn't get as wavy here as it normally would, so the waters are fairly calm, and it's safe and easy for all age groups. This is just further down the first family-friendly beach a little bit later in the day, and as you can see, it's still pretty calm, and there's lots of space to spread out and relax. The second family-friendly beach is just a bit further from the ship, but still very central with food, shops, and bathrooms nearby. Rather than the snorkeling, it instead has the Stingray Adventure, which you can book through your My Adventures tab. The other cool thing that the second beach has is the Pelican Plunge, which is the floating playground on water. Unfortunately, they have a water pump issue right now while I'm filming, which is why you don't see any people on it. Normally, though, it's for ages 4 or 5 plus, and you need to be at least 38 inches to go down the water slides. It's free and included, so you don't need to book it or anything. Simply show up.
So these 2 beaches that we call the family-friendly beaches are connected by a walkway. So you can easily walk from one to the other. Very short walk too. Right now it is almost 10 o'clock, and as you can see, there's still plenty of space, and this is a full capacity cruise. So they definitely have plenty of seating, and I think it's very easy to get a spot. Now it's after 11 at the second beach. And it is starting to fill up. There weren't too many other chairs available, but I managed to find this one out the back, but it is still possible to find a spot, especially between 3 different beaches.
So based on what I've seen, I think if you show up between 10 and 10:30, you'll easily have your pick of the spots. If you come after that time, it doesn't mean you won't get a spot, it just means that the spots will be limited. The good thing about Castaway Cay though is that there's always spots, so you don't need to stress about it too much.
So here we are just arriving at Serenity Bay. This is the adult-only beach. It's only for guests who are 18 or older. Our cruise, they were saying, has a higher demographic of adults sailing without kids than what is typically normal. So they said Serenity Bay might be busier than usual. So let's see how serene it is. So I do see kids over there. That's a different beach. I think that is Cabanas, the Cove Cabanas. And then this one right here is Serenity Bay. So lots of people, but still really nice. It's a windy day. It's also windier than usual. They actually canceled all the excursions that take a boat out of the quay. They canceled all of those today just because of wind, but still doable for swimming. And so if you rented a Cove Cabana, it would be down here, which is right beside Serenity Bay. There's also some bars here, bike rentals, and places to eat. Lots of things. Additional cabanas are down that way.
Regardless of which beach or beaches you choose to spend time at, there are food options right nearby. Disney makes a beach barbecue, and honestly, it's one of my favorite lunches on the whole cruise. The restaurants by the family beaches are called Cookies, and the one near Serenity Bay is called Serenity Barbecue.
And this is the beverage filling station. It's at the second beach on the island. So they have beverage filling. Later on today, there's going to be food served. And it looks like earlier in the morning, they also have smoothies available. Smoothies and fresh juices. I'm not sure if those are an extra charge. I think they would be, especially the coconut.
So yeah, stands like this that look like bars, they sell specialty drinks, alcoholic drinks, and also smoothies, and served in souvenir cups like this as well. These are all an extra charge. As for the lunch, which is served a bit later, it is buffet style, very fresh. They are good at catering to different dietary needs, so be sure to let them know in advance.
Great, thank you so much. And they got me a special veggie burger, which is really nice. The food looks super fresh and delicious and even really healthy, so I'm excited to sit down and eat. All right, so now we're gonna go pick up the bikes that we rented. And we are at the 5K. It's the start and the finish, so it's a loop. It leaves from here. Oh wow, there's a bird that almost slid my daughter's hand. We were told not to feed the birds. So here's where we pick up our bike rentals.
So the bikes use mostly the same paths as the Castaway Cay 5K, which is the 5K running or walking trail. So sometimes there are bikes and pedestrians on the same path. If you choose to walk or run the 5K rather than bike, then they give you this medal for completing it, free of charge, I should add.
All right, so there's all kinds of different bikes here. As you can see, they have bikes for, I think they're divided by size because each color looks like a different size. And right here are the bikes for the littlest riders. They have training wheels, but I see that they also have bikes with a seat. We're not actually sure which ones we're gonna do for my 4-year-old daughter. I do recommend a backpack if you're planning on renting bikes, just because this is gonna be a bit of a pain in the butt. I'll manage, but it would be more comfortable with a backpack, like my husband has.
So this wide strip right here, it's actually an old runway, and it's a part of the Castaway Cay 5K and a bike trail. At the end of the old runway is basically a dead end, but it's also the entrance to Serenity Bay that I was showing you earlier. Most people would just go back at the end of the runway, but there was another trail here, much smaller, which leads to cabanas. We biked down this trail and it brought us to a really peaceful, secluded lookout, which I'll show you in a sec.
And there was a spot to leave our bikes, and then a gorgeous view of the ocean from here.
Also on the runway, you're going to see a turnoff. This turnoff leads to a loop which you can bike or walk or run, and it brings you to the lookout tower.
So you would just park your bikes at the bottom, and then you can climb up to the top and get a view. So let's see what it looks like from the top. It's very quiet up here compared to the rest of
Oh, I see the Disney cruise.
Yeah.
Mama, I see the Disney cruise. You do? Yeah, see?
Oh my gosh, wow. It like stands out of everything. So we just biked all that way. It's very quiet out here compared to the rest of Castaway Cay. So we just biked all that way.
It wouldn't be a complete day without meeting characters. The characters at Castaway Cay usually seem to come out in the morning, so you can catch them on your walk towards the beaches. They're usually wearing their special beach attire, and some of the photos that we've gotten on Castaway Cay are usually our favorite from the cruise. They also sometimes have characters that don't usually come out any other time. You'll be able to see what time each character is at on Castaway Cay on the cruise app.
Oh, no worries. Lost it. Very good. Hold on me.
And if you find you really enjoyed your day at Castaway Cay, there are also Castaway Cay specific souvenirs and swag that they only sell on the island and not on the cruise ship. And there are also 5K souvenirs to buy if you did the Castaway Cay 5K.
Don't bring any money on Castaway Cay, you don't need it. The only things that you would possibly buy are alcoholic drinks or specialty drinks or souvenirs. And with those, you just use your Key to the World card to purchase them. So just leave your credit cards and cash back in the stateroom, which also makes it more relaxing because you don't have to worry about it.
Some other things that I saw to do on Castaway Cay include the Shade Pavilion, which is a sheltered area where you can play pool and basketball and other games. And there's also volleyball courts as well. I hope this video has helped you plan how you're going to spend your day on Castaway Cay, and I hope you feel inspired by all the amazing things that there are to do there.